Please like, subscribe, and share the Sweatshop Podcast on the HTW Podcast Network. We are now on Anchor FM and on Spotify, Facebook, and back on YouTube. You can look us up. Our handle is at the Sweatshop Pod, or you can just type in the Sweatshop Podcast. We gon' be on there. And please enjoy the show. Thank you. Yeah. Bye. Everybody to the Sweatshop Podcast on the HTW Podcast Network. It is me, your host, Sweats, and my co-host, the Maestro. My goodness, it is almost July. I'm trying to slow this down a little bit. Slow it down. Let's not get too fast. Let's not get too hasty.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy that June's almost over.
Yeah. Like, let's slow it down a little bit, man. Like, let's relax.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like...
How you doing, bro?
I mean, I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing. Things are moving and grooving. Still pretty busy with stuff, but, overall, trying to enjoy a little bit of the summer here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff coming up. We know we got some Killing Vision coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We got some Killing Vision about to pop off. We'll talk a little bit about that for sure today. And that's coming up next week, next Tuesday at 10 p.m. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess you can give us a little insight on that and what that vibe is about coming up soon. I'm looking at the thing. It's now 7 days. 57, 56, 55, 54, 53. They got the count. They got the little clock on the independentwrestling.tv website here.
Yes, they do.
And they got the little countdown. We're almost at 7 days exactly. I'm gonna wait till it's time. Actually, 7 days, because it's like almost to the second as we are talking about it right now. We are doing this a little. We're recording this a day early because I'm going on a little motherfucking trip. And I don't play games. I'm going to New Orleans and to see some family because my dad is from New Orleans. So I got those roots in me. And I haven't been to New Orleans in a long time. I haven't been to New Orleans since Katrina. Before Katrina. So, it's been before.
I say, you were there during?
No. I know some people who were.
Jesus.
I got some family that was.
Sure.
No, it's 7 days.
7 days.
Exactly. Till Killian Vision. Yeah, no, I haven't been since, I think, 04, and I think Katrina was in 06. So, I was there in 04, and I remember that pretty vividly, that whole trip, because it's been so long since I've been there prior to even that. It's probably, I keep going, every... Shit. Be honest with you, there's I hadn't been down there probably in 10 years prior to when I was 20 years old. So I was a 10 probably when I was there last, maybe even earlier than that. And then I hit that 20, and then I ain't been there in 17 years. It's a long time. And I don't realize how long it is until, it's comes up Jesus, I haven't been there in a long fucking time.
Right.
So that's when I met Cash Money Millionaires back in the day, because my cousin, who is loaded still currently, was living in the same fucking development as Cash Money Millionaires, Juvenile and Lil Wayne and all those guys.
Damn.
Baby and Manny C and Manny Fresh, Like all those guys were living in the same area, like in this house. They had a house over there, and yeah. So they were coming back from a tour. They were like in between a tour because this is when they were hot. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is 2004. Like so they're still like popular as fuck. You know what I mean? Around this time. So yeah, that was an adventure for sure. That was a fun time. Getting to see like some family, eating some good food. And this is before I could drink yet legally. So this will be a whole different experience. This will be a whole different experience. A motherfucker about to get lit. Plus it'll be nice to see some family I haven't seen in a long, long, long time. For real. Like it's like I just don't come down to New Orleans often. I know it's just funny because I remember like my ex like, I want to go to New Orleans. It's like, I'll take you. No, didn't never happened. You quit too early. Now I'm going. That's what happens. That's what you get. So I'm just kidding. So,
well, damn.
No. It's just it's gonna be nice to go down there and see some folks. We'll be down there for like 3-4 days and shit. Catching a cheap flight, catching the Spirit. Hopefully the Spirit doesn't move me to death.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, let's hope the Spirit doesn't.
You're gonna need all the Spirit.
Tell you what, I'm gonna need. It's the truth.
You're gonna need all the damn Spirit.
I guess too much Spirit. I don't need all that damn Spirit. Last time I was on a Spirit, true story, I was going to the Falcons, and some dude got kicked off the fucking plane. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is happening? The plane was delayed about a half hour, 45 minutes, because we had to kick this fucking guy off the plane. That's where the Spirit is. Yeah. That was literally 2 years ago. Here I'm back, right back on Spirit. I don't know which one's worse, Spirit or Frontier, but they're about even. They're about on that same level right there. So, Spirit and Frontier. I think I like Frontier better just because the color. Spirit is yellow as fuck. Spirit is yellow. Not about it. But anyway, yeah, that shit was. Yeah, we got some Killian Vision coming up next week, next Tuesday. Super excited. We had Hell in the Cell happen. Did you watch any of that?
I did.
Good.
Did watch it.
Good, because I did not. So you can talk about it. I'm super excited. Okay. Very excited to hear your opinions on it.
Okay. I mean, did you read about it?
I did read about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I did read.
All right. So then you know what you're in for then.
I am. As long as there are no... as long as it's not a lumberjack match with... The Walking Dead, then, you know, I'm gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right. As long as it's not that.
Jesus.
We're gonna be okay. So first I want to talk about, because this just happened. Like this is big news, even though it's not big news. But we're gonna talk about it because I think it's important to talk about it. It is sporting news. So let's get this sports shit going. So this dude, Carl Nassib, or Nassib. Carl Nassib.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Let's call him Nassib, just to be safe. Carl Nassib, who I know as a player, and if you watch football, you know he's not like an amazing player, but he's been in the league for a while. And he'll continue to be in the league because he's a good player. He's fine. He came out as gay. He is now a gay man. He wasn't previously, but now he is. Now, just for argument's sake, right? Just imagine you're with your teammates all the time, right? Constantly, right?
Yeah.
You don't think they had an idea that this dude was gay?
Well, here's the thing: is like, did he just come out to everybody in this press thing?
I think he just came out to the public. I
can't imagine that like people who played with him.
That's what I mean. Like you're going out to parties or because people go out. Like that's what they do. You know what I mean? Especially a football player, they go out. They, you're around them all the time.
Well, I'm sure if like the people he felt comfortable around and stuff too, like I'm sure they knew.
They knew. They had to.
But I'm sure it's not. I mean, because even so, it's still not something that's as accepted as it should be.
No,
put it
it's
that
not.
way.
It's not. Especially,
you know
but the thing is,
especially in the sports world.
And I'm just gonna throw this out here. I think we're at a point, even in the sports world, that I think people are scared just for scared's sake. And I think everybody in this new generation, not everybody, but the majority of this new generation are going to be open and accepting to such things. Like, I think people will be more accepting than they think when they come out. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when and you make it a big, like, make a big deal about it. Obviously, like, it's great that he had the courage to come out, that he is gay, as a player playing in the league. There was a basketball player. I think it was Jason Collins, or his brother. He's a twin brother, but one of them came out as gay, in the league, in the NBA. And again, you're in the locker room with these dudes 24/7, pretty much. Like, you're around them, especially during training camps, and you get to see them all the time, during all this, at least for this half of the year. You know what I mean? And some of these guys are your, like, good friends, and you hang out outside of football, right? Outside of football time. I just can't imagine, like you said, like, these dudes aren't going to be, like, shocked by this. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think anybody's like, any of the NFL players are like, oh yeah, like, he's definitely gay. We knew that already. Like, it was going to be like super shocked by him coming out with his preference in sexuality. Like, who gives? To be honest with you, like, this should not, like, I know we just talked about it off, but this shouldn't be big news. Like, we know this. Like, this shouldn't be a newsworthy thing where, like, oh, he's gay now. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's been gay, but, like,
Yeah.
That's why I say, like, I like to joke, like, oh, he wasn't gay before, but now he is. Like, no.
Well, that's how people viewed it.
That's how people see it, right? Like,
you know what I mean? But to me, who, like, when you're playing a sport, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I mean, like, if you're a celebrity, who cares?
It really doesn't. I don't care. Like, first of all, I'm a.
Like, well, I'm saying who should care? That's the thing. It's none of your business.
It's so weird, isn't it? Because,
like, the thing. Well, we do this with celebrities all the time.
We do.
Just in general. I'm talking about athletes. I'm talking about actors. I'm talking about anybody that is any kind of celebrity.
Especially actors and shit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But is that, like, and these TV shows and the media make bank off this shit, is getting into their personal lives. You know what I mean? Like, it's none of your damn business. It's none of your business who they go out with. It's none of your business, what they're doing with their kids on a Sunday when they're off. It's none of your damn business what's going on with this and that. Like, it's none of your business whether they're gay or not.
Right.
It's none of your business whether they, I don't even know what, insert example here. It's none of your business.
Right.
Like, unless they are your actual friend, it's none of your business what they do off the field or off camera or wherever it is that they're not entertaining you, off the stage or any of that kind of shit. It's really none of your business, especially if it's not hurting anybody and it's not offending anybody.
People are obsessed with this shit, though. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where all these, like, those shows, and these shows I hate. I hate these shows. Like TMZ.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, Extra. And like ET and like Access Hollywood. They make bank off those, like, personal
those tabloidy type situations.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, the fact, what was it? A couple weeks ago, we talked about J-Lo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, A-Rod's getting him a little something. We saw some A-Rod.
But that's what I'm saying.
With the clap back.
But, like, in reality, it's none of our damn business.
It's not. But A-Rod is coming with the clap back. I heard it from somebody.
Well,
but how crazy is that? The fact that dude decided, like I'm just thinking, like, they went out, right? J-Lo and Ben, right? And they're taking snaps. Boop, 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 boop. Click, 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 click. And it's like that. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like, I don't know. maybe I'm just in the minority of like people who's like,
no,
give a shit. Like I got other things to worry about.
We're in like we're together in that, to be honest with you, because I've never been into the tabloid type shit. Like anytime somebody has done something with somebody, however it may be, like that whole Britney Spears shit, right? Like the whole Britney thing. Yeah. And how like Britney going out, like I didn't pay attention to half that shit. I just remember the only thing I remember specifically about the tabloids, like getting on Britney. The only thing I remember is her getting out of like a limo without any underwear. Like, and obviously I'm a grown ass man, so like I was gonna look at them. I was gonna try to see if I could sneak a peek. I said, "Oh shit, she coming out here in no undies." Boop. Right. Where? Show me. Like, let me see how not innocent she is.
There's people that make their bank off taking pictures like that.
Right? Oh, I know. They take them. They take them upskirt shots and all types of weird shit from like distances.
To me, that's messed
crazy. That's the only thing I remember from the whole thing, right? Like from any type of situation involving Britney, and she's been the big one that they've attacked. And like
shit relentlessly.
The shit with Kim and Kanye. Matter of fact, all the Kardashians. I don't watch any of that shit. Like in general, I've never seen a single show of the fucking Kardashians, man. Not a single one.
Nope.
I've seen it on.
But good on them for exploiting that shit and getting famous off.
Well, they get famous on it, and it's because people are obsessed. Good for them. That's the only way. That's the only way it works. Is people are obsessed with it.
But I know that's the thing. Like, but that's the thing is like, people say they're stupid and blah blah blah. No, they just exploited your ass.
Yeah,
and they're making bank off of it because you give a shit about them. That's why they're making bank. That's why they're rich. You know what I mean? Like, because you as the consumer somehow gave a shit about them to let them have their own TV show.
It's crazy.
You're gonna watch.
Like there's all these type of shows. There's all types of shows. Like I know. Like there was some shit. The Vanderpump Rules. Some shit like that. Listen, this is all some shit. This is all some shit the ex used to watch. Like, there's some Vanderpump Rules. There's some Kardashian shit, and the Desperate Housewives have been on forever and shit. And they had like all these weird, all these weird quasi celebrity shit.
Oh, like that. Yes. Yeah.
It gets weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I think the Vanderpump shit, like they own a restaurant, but it's like all dramatic and shit. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. I didn't watch long enough to. I just know it was on, and I was like, "What is this? What are you watching now?" And she explained. I said, "Well, all right. Like, I don't understand why this is like it's that trash TV. They call it like trash TV, or whatever. Like, this is just that weird shit.
It's literally just like not. It's like a little bit more relatable soap opera.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
But like they take
like
this
people
shit,
aren't coming back from the dead and shit.
Right. Exactly. Like exactly. but it's just crazy because I think like when we like just going back to this like coming out as gay and we like remember that Michael Sam shit. That's the only reason people even know that motherfucker's name.
Facts. That's the only reason I know his name.
That's the only.
It's not because and only because of that is I thought he made the team.
Right.
Because it was that big and
it was that you thought it was so big that he made the team. Of course he did, right? No, he did not. He got cut.
Yeah. No, I absolutely did. I thought because it was such big news at the time, I thought, it's because this dude's playing and he's good. He was not good. He didn't make the team.
That's a damn shame.
He didn't even make it through the practice squad. Yep. Got cut off that, cleared waivers. Nobody claimed him.
Nobody claimed him.
In fact, I think Dallas had him for like a minute.
Yep, off practice.
I don't think he played. He didn't play.
No, he didn't play.
He didn't play. Mm-mm. But that was such big news. But like that's the thing is like I hope we get to I guess here's my thing with it is like I'm already at this point. But I know as a nation we're not at this point.
Right.
Where this is not where this is something that is newsworthy and it is noteworthy right now because it is a big thing because somebody's got to be the first to do it. Right. Or somebody's got to be the first to do it and like go through with it and actually play and like all this stuff. I understand that. But my hope is that we get to a point that it's not like, okay, now we have 6 gay players in the NFL. It's like, who gives a shit how many gay players? We don't count how many black people are in the NFL anymore.
But they do.
but they don't.
Black coaches,
we lose
they
count.
do. Black coaches, they do.
Okay, but that's different. Like that is different.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, that is different.
Oh, it is.
It is different. I'm just saying black players.
No. That's too many.
Well, that's what I'm saying because it's so overrun.
Right.
But now we could. I mean, we'd never count white people because it's like we don't need because white people are we run this shit.
Right.
It's facts. As fucked up as that just sounded. True. Yes, but it's true. Like I'm just hoping it does get to a point where like, and maybe he paves the way for this. I don't know, but just the fact of like that it doesn't matter whether this NFL player or MLB player, NHL player, or NBA player or WNBA player or whoever
player has come out yet. That's fascinating. I think Major League Baseball, out of all of the leagues,
they're the ones that are slapping asses all the time.
All the time. Maybe that's why. Maybe those.
Listen, I was gonna say I don't even want to talk about baseball. Baseball is pissing me off so much lately.
Oh, is it?
I want to talk about it.
Oh, let's talk about it.
No, fuck God, no, no.
Let's talk about that shit.
No, but I don't want to leave this topic yet.
Okay.
Because I think this is important.
It is important
to say that like I do hope we get to a time where this is no longer noteworthy because of a person's sexual orientation.
Yeah, man.
And that it's just how they play the game of football.
The only thing,
you know what I mean? Like even if he is a Hall of Fame player, if Carl Nassib is a Hall of Fame player, this is going to be the tagline for him.
Right.
And if he's not a Hall of Fame player, this is definitely going to be the tagline for him. For better or worse.
How unfortunate is that, though?
Better or worse.
To be thinking about it. Like, I mean, to say you're the first openly gay player, that's fine. But, like, to be honest.
Is that going to define his career now?
Right.
Unfortunately, I think so.
Absolutely will. And that's
regardless of how he plays.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. I agree with that.
Because it has nothing to do. Your ability to play on the field has nothing to do with your sexual orientation.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
If that was the case, I don't think, think Julio would be as you know what I mean? Like,
oh shit, Julio next. He coming out next. He just needs somebody to come out first. That's all. He need to come out.
He's sitting there going, "Yes, honey, yes."
I'm waiting for him and fucking to come out.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll wait for those boys to come out. We ready.
Well, and even though like Michael Sam was, he wasn't white. It's just interesting that the first person to do it is white and not a person of color.
Yeah. No, that's a whole different thing.
Because, I know. Because now it's a doubleheader. Now you're getting double-headed on that one.
Well, because
not only are you a person of color, but you're also gay.
The black
two strikes.
The black community is still like they're not. It's weird. It's weird with the black community as far as like homosexuality goes. As far as men, it's a different thing because it's just a different thing. It is like it's. And I'm not saying it's like that much different with the like any other race, but like I don't know, in the black community it's like, man up shit. You know what I mean? Especially those
like you can correct me if I'm wrong because obviously I am not black or a person of color. But to me, from an outsider perspective, it almost seems like a why are they so against it when they know firsthand what it's like to be oppressed?
I don't know
because of something that they can't control.
I don't know,
and I don't know how much of that is that, and I don't know how much of it is any other factors.
I think it's more of I don't think they think of it as like, oh well, we don't like. I think they understand like what
it's not
it
as accepting of it as you would think they'd be because they are also discriminated against because of something. You know what I mean?
It's different. It's different elements. Like I said, like that masculine thing with black men. Like it's a different thing. Like I don't know how else to explain it. Like It's just a different thing. And I think it's starting to loosen up now as well. Obviously, there's a lot of celebrities and things like that, like even dressing slightly different than they used to dress. And like, you know what I mean? Like it's a little more on the side. And that's cool. Like, I think it's great, you know, but even still, like there is a stigma in black male in being that black male role and what that represents and what we want it to look like later. So like it's starting to loosen up now, but I think there was a good chunk of time like the black male, like there's like a certain thing we wanted to represent with ourselves, like as far as like
because if you put out somebody,
you don't want to be looked at as weak or something like that.
Because if like let's say your figurehead, so to speak, as a black male was. I mean, I don't know, I like maybe like a Lil Nas X.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then like people like, you know, some, especially males would think that's not a great representation of what a black male is.
Correct.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, we don't, and I think again, it's loosening up. Like it's not the same as it was.
But I can understand it from a perspective because you already have to protect yourselves more so than say white people do.
I think that's the reason why.
So
personally,
if you're already trying to protect yourself just because of the color of your skin, then all of a sudden now white people think that now all black men are gay, which I mean, white people are dumb like that.
Right. No, it's true.
We do like, you know, I'm a white person. I can say that. Like, there's people that out there would be like, "Oh, he's black. Oh, all black men are gay," because they just see this one or two examples.
They try to put gas in trash bags. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, we're weird people, man. I'm not even gonna hide it. We're weird fucking
now
people.
The only thing about this whole like sexuality thing I have it is like the only thing, and this is another topic for another day, and it's the transgender thing. Like as far as sports goes, it's the transgender thing. That's the only thing that I think is slippery for me is that shit. Like that's the only thing, and I feel bad to say it, but you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to resolve that because as a sports fan, like, as a fan of sports, when you have to alter your body to compete, I just think that's the whole purpose of, you know, these tests and all these things that athletes do. And you're altering your body to the point where it's undistinguishable. How do you reconcile that as a, you know?
I mean, people are already altering their bodies with the steroids and shit.
Well,
so
the steroids, yes, but even still, like they had testing for those now for the most part. I'm talking about like, so either way, I think it's so we can go from woman to man or man to woman. Man to woman, I think is very tricky. As opposed to woman to man, because you have to take estrogen to lower your testosterone, and then the women to men, you gotta take testosterone, and then you have to do it like at an even level to as far as everybody else goes, or like the average, whatever the fuck. But like even then,
I mean, yeah, because there's genetic factors. Like you know, as much as we want everything across the board to be equal. There's just certain things in genetics between I'm not even sure the correct terminology, but I'll just say like a person who is born male versus a person who is born female,
right,
out of the womb,
right, correct.
You know, I'm not saying about what you identify with, not saying about any of that shit. Just genetically, physically, there are differences already between someone who is born a male and who is born a female. So in order to go in the opposite direction, whatever that may be, it takes a lot more work, you know, like, so when we think of like when we think of men, men are built genetically different than women as far as in terms of muscles and in terms of all that stuff goes.
Right.
And that does impact the athleticism. Now, are there some women that are more athletic than a large portion of men? Absolutely. I will never say that, you know, it's not like, but just in general, you know, men, just in general, the male species is born in that way, that they are more so gifted those muscles and gifted those things in a more athletic way than females are. But that's just evolution. That's
correct.
Saying anything of one way or another. So that's why a lot of these athletics are geared towards the male population.
Right.
And then you have like the female sector of it. You know what I mean? Because like in the Olympics, you can't have, you know, the male javelin throwers compete with the female javelin throwers. It's not fair.
But they would not win.
You know, so here's the easy solution, which this wouldn't work, but here's the easy solution, is that you just completely
obliterate
genders in sports. You just obliterate genders.
Yeah, that would
so like, well, no, it would not. It would not be. I'll say it would not be favorable.
No, you'd have like one woman, maybe.
Yeah, because you'll probably have like one or two women in the league. Period.
Right, that type of shit.
It'll be all men. But then if you say have like another like, it would be very hard unless the sport has already been like. Let's say we just keep like sports history is the same up until tomorrow. And then tomorrow is when sports are degenderized or whatever. It'll be very hard for women to make themselves stand out in an athletic field that hasn't already been dominated by women. You know what I mean? Like tennis. Like tennis, they still have a good chance.
Yeah, it's closer
because there's been women's tennis, and they've even had like the mixed tennis stuff.
Yep, mixed tennis,
whatever. Same with golf. Like golf would be a great place because I feel like golf, it doesn't matter.
That's tougher too. That's tougher too. A lot of girls.
I don't think that's as tough as say like the National Football League.
These are the ones I think that they
could
even
do. The NBA.
Race car driving, they could do.
Sure. Well, yeah,
pool.
You just drive a car.
Pool, they can do. I don't think it's necessarily called a sport.
You mean swimming or billiards?
Like billiards.
Okay.
And bowling, they could do.
I think golf too. Why not golf?
Because they've tried. They don't make the cut. Like the best women's best women's golf player tried, and she didn't make the cut.
How many times? That's the thing.
Several. Annika Sorenstam back in the day. I remember that shit. She was the best women's golf player at the time, and she was like, "I think I'm gonna go ahead and fuck with these dudes," and she did not fare well at the time. Like she did not make the cut. She's like the first one. I don't know if she's the first one, but she was damn near close to the first one.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. But like, yeah, for her, as awesome as she was, she did not make those cuts. She did not fare well. I'm trying to find the exact thing where she went to the men's one. See what she did here. Yeah, she was winning everything left and right for a while. Then she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and fuck with these dudes. Yeah. So, just to give you an idea, the Golf Writers Association named Sorenstam the Female Player of the Year award 8 times. 95, 97, 2000, and 2005. She's the best female athlete in 2005. Like, no bullshit. She was legit. Where is this shit? Nope. Skipped it. Passed it. This was like right when she was like doing nasty shit. PGA Tour. I'm trying to look it up. Men's tournament.
I mean, either way, like it, you know,
she tied
when you
for
think of like
96th.
Okay.
She beat 11 men out of the tournament. That's right. Yeah. Which is no bullshit. Like, to be honest with you, like, think about that, but just kind of gives you the idea of the gap separation between that. You know what I mean? The best woman's fucking golfer, best one, got 96th, missed the cut. So like that's just kind of gives you the idea. Like it's just hard. It's just hard. And I really respect like these people that are trying to figure out like who they are and figuring out like, okay, I'm this. I am a woman. I am a man. Like that makes me happier, right? That makes me happier because I am this gender. Mm. And all for that. Because if that makes you happy, then go whatever makes you happy. Go all for that. And if you want to play sports in that role, I'm all for that as well. But I don't think you should be doing that at a professional level. Because
I mean, what's the harm in trying?
What's that?
I would just say, what's the harm in trying to do it? You know, if you're unsuccessful, you're unsuccessful.
It just depends on the sports. Like for me, no, I mean, I know, like women. I'm talking about like the transgender roles, like because of the again, how do you navigate the levels?
Yeah, no, it's tough. Like it's. I'm not saying it's easy. It is tough.
Like all the drugs that you have to take to just even maintain. Like, okay, you're too strong or you're not strong enough. How do you even assess that? Because yes, you are now, a woman and you've had the surgeries and you've done the things, but then you go run a race and then you win first place every time. Like, how do we fucking navigate that? Like, and that's from the man to the woman's side, not the woman's to the men's side.
But where it's the most equal?
Where's that?
Pro wrestling.
Facts. That's why pro wrestling is the GOAT. Because of that purpose. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. And it's going to be even.
And most people who are professional wrestlers are just as good athletes, if not possibly better athletes than
100%.
Like the ones that are professionals.
Some of those guys,
like
yeah, absolutely.
Like big league, like so, like looking at your WWE or AEW professional wrestlers, they are just as good athletes, if not better athletes, than what you'll find in the NFL,
absolutely.
MLB, all that shit.
There's no. Well,
I'll take that to the grave.
Half of those guys were competing in some sort of form of fashion as far as football goes in college, or some sort of sport, basketball, or MMA, or something. Like somebody was involved in something, like athletic wise, and I'm talking about at a high level at some point, in their career. Like Macho Man was a fucking baseball player. He's a shortstop. Mm-hmm. Randy Savage was a baseball player.
Right.
Legit. Good ass baseball player. I mean, Jesus. Oh, but let me not go ahead and because I don't want to make it seem like this. Like, hey, I don't think women can compete because there was this high school chick who won like the state tournament or some shit in her division like a couple months ago. Like, oh man, girl, and she won it in the men's division. Wins state wrestling title. There it is. Yeah, I think Heaven Fitch. That's it. Is that her? Yeah, a few months ago. Yeah, North Carolina. She beat the fuck out of him. Yeah, that's her name. Heaven Fitch. She took those boys to heaven. Rest in peace. R.I.P. That's right. 106-pound division as a junior. Beat all these boys for the state title. Like, that's straight gangster. Look at all these boys. I wish you could see this fucking photo, man. Like, I gotta show it to you. It's great. It's phenomenal. It's her, like, with the smiling and all these boys, like next to her and shit. It's fucking phenomenal. So it can be done. It's not saying that it can't be done. It can be done. It can be done. But you gotta like it's just like those rarities. Like I say, all go for it. You know what I mean? Go for it. If you feel like you can do it, go for it. They can do it, go for it. Especially for the women. I'm just talking about women and all that. If you want to play in the men's game, go for it. You know, they give you a shot if they think you're ready for it. Like, you think you're good, don't worry, you'll play. You'll play. You're good, that talent will shine through. That's for damn sure. It will shine through. I think it gets a little more complicated when we go through that other shit, man. Like, and again, that's another conversation for another day. Like, I just think, you know, and I've had this conversation before with other folks, especially there's I think she's actually married to a transgender person. This girl, she's married to one. And I had this conversation like online, and I was like, yeah, but that's the slippy, like, she talked about, oh, well, they manage the testosterone by doing this. And I was like, yeah, but like, I don't, like, is that not enhancement or whatever, or altering? Like, that's like, as a sports fan, but she's not a sports fan like I am. Like, I just, like, as for me, like, if it was just all, you know, willy nilly, like, okay, steroids are free and we get to do what we want and let's go, then yeah, okay. But like, because now, like, everything is tighter now. Like, all those little tests and things, especially at the pro level, I think become like slippery in that way anyway. Mm-hmm. But I don't really know. Like, especially in the Olympics, they got the men's and the women. I just, that's hard to wrap my head around. To be honest with you, it's hard to wrap my head around with that shit. Like, there's something like Simone Biles. She'll beat everybody. Like, she gonna beat everybody, men or women. Like, she gonna fuck everybody up. It don't matter.
Right.
She doing shit on the fucking, like, no woman's ever done. No woman has ever done. You can't beat that shit. She gonna beat you, and she gonna beat the boys. She gonna beat everybody. Cause she like that. She nice like that. But like, it's rare. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think she could do either one. Like, to be honest with you, she can go men or women's route. But they have totally different competitions also. They do totally different shit. Like, the guys do the rings. They do the pommel horse. Mm-hmm. Girls don't do the pommel horse. They do the balance beam. It's different. It's so weird. Like, it's so, I always wonder, like, why are they so different? Like, I don't, like, even in that sport, like, it's just different. They do different shit. I've always been more fond of the women's shit than the guys' shit. Like, as far as that goes. And figure skating too. Like, women's figure skating, I was always more into than the guys' figure skating. Because I think it's more graceful. Like, those guys aren't graceful at all. At all. I think that shit is graceful on whatever. For the most part, anyway. But yeah, it's again, once you get into that in-between mode, I just think it's tough. And I'm not saying they're in between. They're trying to be one or the other. And I think it's great. But like, sports-wise, that's real tough. At the pro level. I'm talking about that specifically. At the professional level.
Yeah, at the professional level.
Sure. If you want to be amateur and you want to do this and that, and that's cool. Like, I'm cool with that. So
especially since we know what the caliber is supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yes. Correct. At the pro level, I get a little about it. I'm all for getting people shots, though. I'm all about it. Like, you know what I mean? If you're good enough to be a pro and you're a transgender woman or man, and they say, okay, you're allowed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if somebody deserves it, somebody's clearly better, then why the hell not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, you're allowed. Like I said, if everything checks out and they think it works and you're okay and nobody's pissed about it and, you know, all this shit, then go for it. Like,
that's why it would be tough the other direction. Where if you're a male transitioning to be
that's much tougher.
Female.
It's much tougher.
That's a more slippery slope.
That's much tougher to do. Like, it just is. Like, it's just much tougher. It really is, man. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, and like the tests that they give, like, as far as testosterone, like they do it off of the basis of it's because it's whatever the levels are normally. It's whatever your normal levels are. That's how they figure this shit out. Like, those spikes in testosterone and shit, like all that shit, like they figured it out quick. Like, whatever your normal level is, That's what they expect all the time. If your shit jumps the fuck up, like because you are a woman transitioning to a man, like, and then you have to explain like, hey, like this is what's gonna happen. It's like, can we allow that shit? And then if they allow it, that's a slippery slope because then everybody's gonna be like, wait a second. If she can alter herself or he can alter himself to become an athlete, why can't I alter myself?
Right.
And that's where the slope comes in. That's where the weird shit goes in like that. That's all I think about when I think of this shit. It's like, well, where are we stopping with this? Because as soon as we let that happen, then all the weird shit has to happen. After that, it's amazing. I want to see where we're at in like 3 years. I want to see where we go with that throughout 3 years because I don't know where they're going to take that particular topic.
Yeah,
because that does not apply. I said again, that does not apply to pro wrestling. That shit does not apply.
No, pro wrestling it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in like in some of the sports I even mentioned, like it just like race car driving. That shit doesn't matter. Like you're behind a wheel. Like if you got quick reflexes, go for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some shit you got. You know what I mean? So vision is quick reflexes. Pool is about aiming. Like there's no big shit about that. You know what I mean? It's about being very exact in shit like that. You know, like same thing with bowling. Bowling, yes, you can be strong, but like honestly, like the miles per hour, like you don't have to be super strong to make strikes. Like that's not a thing. You know, plus they have different weights for the balls, so anybody can choose whatever weight they want for their ball. So it doesn't matter. That shit doesn't matter. I'm trying to think other shit that doesn't matter, but those to me off the top, it doesn't matter what gender you are at all. That shit, you could do whatever the fuck you want. You could take all the steroids in the world. It won't make you a better race car driver, pool a billiards player, or a bowler. It won't make you any better. Won't make you any better. Baseball's really close.
Yeah.
Baseball could be a thing that I think somebody could get into too. I still think that way. I still think that way. Especially if you can hit. You can hit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can hit 300, you hit 300. They could be like a little Ichiro out there running around.
Yeah, why not?
A little Ichiro out there. Won't have the arm Ichiro has. Probably not.
Or, I mean, what if you did this? The NBA kind of did it with the WNBA. I don't know if it would take off at all, but just make 2 leagues for everything.
I would love it.
For everything, though. Like hockey, football, and baseball. Not softball, but
right.
But you could also do softball. You make 2 softball, too.
Sure.
Like a men's softball and a women's softball.
Yeah. I mean, the NBA did
do everything.
Because basketball is so big. Like women's basketball overseas.
What's internet? Yeah, basketball so is a huge sport internationally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's what's crazy. Well, here's the thing: is like, America cares so much about sports, but we don't give a shit about soccer. And we care so much about male athletes and not so much women's athletes. But yet we are so fucking good at women's soccer.
Yep, we're so good at it.
Like that blows my mind every time I see shit about that. Like our U.S. women's soccer team is always in the cut. Always in the cut for all that shit. Like for World Cup and everything. For as little as we give a shit about soccer and women's sports in general. Mm-hmm. Women's soccer is like tops in the world, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Women's soccer is so much better than men's soccer to watch. Like, I cannot stress. Because they don't flop. They don't flop around and shit. Like, they fucking play. They fucking play. It is so much more fun to watch women's soccer than it is guys' soccer. Like, almost all the time. I'm totally always invested while I'm watching. I was like, look at these girls. They don't flop at all. They hard-nosed, nose to grindstone and shit. Always. It's similar with women's basketball, too, but that shit is so slow. So slow and they can't dunk. It is so different. It's such a different game. They say it's more of a fundamental game, and I said I guess that's true if you want to go back to 1962.
Well, I mean, some people do though.
I
Some
know
people like the more old school
it is.
approach.
No,
There's
I mean
nothing wrong with it.
If that's what you want to watch, that is you. I mean, I'm talking about way back, like 19, like when they first invented basketball in 1880, whatever the fuck.
So
that's the shit right there.
Listen, I like old school stuff.
I like old school stuff too.
I mean, maybe that would be more intriguing to me than watching some of this other shit.
Maybe
what's going on, like with these playoffs and shit. God damn.
Listen, the playoffs have been very exciting. I'm gonna tell you. I watched the last game. I watched the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh my lord!
And play whatchamacallit? Milwaukee. I was watching them
play
Milwaukee last game.
Yeah, that. Oh my! What was? So I was at a bar.
Yeah.
For that, and like I just remember everybody going nuts for that last play.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I couldn't really see what happened. I couldn't hear what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just people were going nuts for it.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean
at the end for that last shit.
That was worth the watch. I watched the majority of that game. I was sitting there waiting. I was waiting for things to happen afterwards. So, but I was watching that game up until that moment. So I was invested royally in it because Kevin Durant hit a 2-pointer. His foot was on the line. I mean, it was so close to 3, and he almost won the game, but he tied the game to go to overtime. And then overtime, that was back and forth. Kevin Durant got the game winner again, but this time he airballs it. Whiffs on it.
You know what? Yeah.
And that was it. It was like but it was so good. I was like, oh, I missed this. This is some good basketball right here. This is some good shit. That's the shit I miss, I think. Like, I mean, a lot of times when I watch basketball, it's especially lately, it's not great. But I'll be damned. They got me. They got me hooked on that one. That particular game, they got me. So we're going to have a whole different finals in general, though, now. Because none of the motherfuckers that were there last year are in it this year. So none of the people that were in the finals or even remotely in the shit like last year are in it this year. So there you go. We got the Suns, Clippers, Hawks, and Milwaukee in these final four. And that's some new shit. So we're going to have some new blood winning some title at some point, which is great.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
It's a good thing to have.
It is a good thing. What's even more rare right now is if Kawhi Leonard's hurt right now, but if the Clippers somehow beat the Suns, he would have taken his third team to the NBA Finals. And if they win, he would win with a third different team, taking him to the finals, which is phenomenal. Like it will be amazing if that happens. Like I'm kind of rooting for that to happen. But yeah, it's been interesting to watch. Oh shit. I want to know why Kittle. Oh, I just saw something pop up on the headlines.
Oh.
Because Tebow wasn't invited to the tight end university situation. Like, because all the tight ends came together, and I guess they did like a whole tight end like boot camp situation. But Tebow was not invited. Yeah. He said, I'm not going to invite somebody to start playing the position. Damn! I said, you don't know this shit, bro. That's true.
My.
That's true. I don't see it. But I know. I hope Tebow does well. I hope Tebow does great things, you know? I really do. I hope Tebow does his damn shit. Handles business. But anyway. Apparently he was invited, and Kittle was like, yeah, bro, he doesn't play the position. Not really. That's pretty much what he said. He said he's not good enough to be at this camp. He's going to hold his back.
Damn.
Cold-blooded.
That is. That is cool.
He said it in a much nicer way than that, but that's what I read.
That's basically what he said.
Yeah, that's what I read.
Read between the lines.
Yeah, I read that. Man, oh man. But yeah, let's table that one topic. We'll come back to this shit, man. I just think it's if something else pops up like coming up.
I'm sure it's a situation that's going to keep evolving.
Yeah,
as we keep going here. You know what I mean?
And I have an open mind. Like I have an open mind to it. It's just hard for me to see it. Like
that's the thing is like it's hard for me to find a solution, but I hope that there is a good solution. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one of those people that's like,
right.
Fuck all this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I want there to be a good and fair solution for it because I believe
like inclusiveness.
Because I believe everybody that's good enough should get the opportunity, regardless of where it is or how it comes about.
Only if it's fair. I mean? I'm good with it as long as it's fair.
Yeah.
Fair for everyone.
We're
good. We're good to go. That's why I was mad about the steroids cases and shit. Like it was fair for everybody. It was free game.
Everybody could have done it.
Most people were doing it.
But and here's and this. You're just gonna set me off. And
shit!
You're gonna set me off. Then we're gonna talk about baseball. You're gonna set me off even more of this bullshit. I know this is what you're doing, you son of a bitch. But so steroids don't make you good. They just make you better.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why it was such a problem with the guys who were probably going to be in the Hall of Fame anyway.
Right.
So all those dudes, McGuire maybe would not have had, 70 home runs that year.
Yeah. What did he end up with? He ended up with how many home runs did he end up with? 700 or some shit like that? Six something?
Six something.
6 something, right? He got to 600 something.
Yeah, 6 something.
Take away 100 of those home runs. He's still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Take away 100 of those.
Dude's still probably hitting 450 home runs.
Yes.
If not 500 home runs.
Yes.
Which to me, that's still Hall of Fame.
Still a Hall of Famer. If you hit 450 home runs, you're a Hall of fucking Famer.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no question.
I mean, even if I was gonna say, yeah, take a slight decrease.
Yeah.
Off each of those years that he was juicing.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? He's still putting up, Barry Bonds still putting up Hall of Fame numbers before he even took steroids.
Yeah. He could have hit 660 home runs. He was still gonna pass Willie Mays. It was still gonna be okay. You know what I mean? It was still gonna happen.
Yeah. He still was gonna hit 500 plus home runs. So automatically that's Hall of Fame. Stop playing.
That's what I mean.
I know the numbers are embellished to a degree.
100%.
You know what I mean? With those things, numbers are embellished to a degree. I understand that. Does it kind of suck? Sure. But at the end of the day, those dudes still deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Because steroids themselves don't all of a sudden turn somebody that's shitty. All of a sudden, steroids aren't going to make Tim Tebow a great quarterback.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was just okay.
Right.
It's not going to make him that much better.
Okay. Not even that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's, because a lot of those other guys at the time were doing it and they weren't making a name for themselves.
Oh, yeah. They don't mention the people that were taking steroids and didn't do shit.
Right.
Which are quite a lot.
So many. It's probably you for every one of the guys that is basically cast aside on the Hall of Fame ballot because of steroids, there's at least 10 dudes who aren't even in consideration that also took them.
Right.
That still didn't even match up to the numbers.
Facts.
That to me, that whole thing has just been absolutely a ridiculous hill to die on for some of those people.
Well, now speaking of hills to die on, we got some sticky stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna blow my top.
Some shit. Listen, don't blow your tough off to get some sticky stuff on your hands, baby. Let's keep it to baseball.
Listen, I'll get suspended for whenever. That's fucking crazy. I mean, it's getting so ridiculous that did you see what happened today in the Phillies Nats game?
Wait, what happened today? I know what happened yesterday. The Braves tried to look at his fucking hands. What happened today?
Well, did you? But in the middle of the inning. Literally in the middle of the inning.
In the middle of the inning. Yeah, I think it was in between. It was in between. Go ahead.
No, it was in the middle of the inning today.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Phillies Nats game, right?
Yeah.
Scherzer's pitching. There's one out, I think in the fourth. In the middle of the inning, Girardi asked the umps to go check Scherzer.
Amazing.
And they like the thing is they honored it. Like to me, I'd just be like, no, fuck off. It's my job.
Right.
Like don't.
No, they have
like,
to now.
But that's what's ridiculous is like now like they can just be like, yeah, go check him. You know how you wanted to speed up the game, Manfred? Yeah, that's not going to do it. Because that was like at least a 15, 20-minute delay of the game. Because the umps had to go check him, and then the other ump came out and like, or not the other ump, fucking what's his name? Dave, right? Dave. Last name. That was his last name.
Who are you talking about now?
Manager for the Nationals. Dave, whatever.
Davey Johnson?
No, it's not Davey Johnson. No, oh my God, it's not. No, maybe his name's not Dave. God damn it.
I know you're talking about.
Either way, manager for the Nationals comes
Johnson.
Out. It's not Davey Johnson. No, Martinez. Wasn't it Dave Martinez?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Okay. Anyway, I think Martinez. At least Martinez is the last name.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, dude comes out like. So the umps go to check Scherzer. Scherzer's like, I got nothing on me, bro. He's like, he's ready. And I'm watching this on MLB, like the MLB Tonight, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like Greg Amsinger and like Plesac and Pedro covering it, right? And so like Pedro's like, oh, my pass would be down by my knees now, showing him I got nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I could just imagine Pedro being like, I got nothing, just takes his pants off.
I would have jerked. Listen, I would have jerked off in front of him, gave the sticky stuff. Like, here's my sticky stuff.
My God,
bitch!
It was just so funny. Like, because Scherzer was like, taking his hat off, like, rolling up the sleeves, and like he was ready to like, unbuckle and like, whatever.
I would have taken off my shoes.
And, like, do this, and that's where Pedro was like, I would have had my pants all the way down to my knees by now. This shit was so funny.
That's phenomenal.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
but
a fucking mess, dude.
But and I think it was during the Braves game.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
That they had that umpire on, right? That was like going to another he was like going to another game. And they like caught up with him in like the airport or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they were saying like, they're not making this a witch hunt for specific players or anything, like specific pitchers. They're just doing it as like an overall blanket policy that like in between innings they'll check them, before they go out they'll check them. But other than that,
should be a thing. Why is it not any?
Unless the umpires see something that it wasn't going to be a thing. But now all of a sudden, managers are going to have the ability to do that.
No,
ability to be like check this guy, and especially since it's Max Scherzer, who's one of the better ones in the league,
right?
Better pitchers in the league. All of a sudden, with one out in the fourth inning. You like the other side's manager is going to go, all right, go check him. See if there's not any like funny business or whatever. Like, first of all, you're delaying the game. This is another way to delay the game. So, you want to make the game shorter. You're doing these 7-inning doubleheader bullshits. You're doing whatever. You're going to let them do that.
Right.
That delays your game another 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you could have just played baseball in that aspect.
I mean,
like
if they're going to do it in between, like if they're like while they're walking up to the mound,
like in between innings, fine.
You can do that.
Okay,
like
fine,
during the warm up pitches or some shit, you want to go ahead and give them a little check.
No,
make sure they got shit on them. That's fine. Like, do it.
No, it's got to be before they hit the mound and after they come back from the mound.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shit, just do it once. Like, you don't need to do it. Like, I don't understand.
No, they don't have to do it before and after.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have to.
No. Like, I don't understand, man. Like, I don't.
But also, I could see them using that as like a timeout mechanism. You know what I mean? Like to throw off, because the thing with that, right, is let's say the pitcher is getting into a groove, right? All of a sudden, the other manager goes check him for shit, right? Mm-hmm. Delays the game by 10, 15 minutes. All of a sudden, this pitcher loses his rhythm. Now he starts getting out of his groove, and all of a sudden, now there's base runners. Now there's this. That's some bullshit. Like that's like when back in the day in the NFL before they made that rule of you have to come out for at least one play, where guys would go on the ground to use a timeout. Like if the opposing team was driving, you'd fake an injury and then fucking take the guy out. He's back in the next series, or back in the, right back in the lineup. You know what I mean? Like it's like that kind of, like, to me, it's like that kind of like skeezy shit. And already, we know that baseball player, like just in general, across the board, I'm not saying specific baseball players, but like just across the board, clearly baseball has got a lot of shit as far as like cheating in the game. You know, and I'm not just talking about steroids. I'm talking about those camera things. I'm talking about stealing signs. I'm talking about banging on trash cans.
In their game.
Yeah,
it's easy to cheat in baseball.
So why are we picking? You know, like just let him play the damn game. Just let him play the damn game. I understand offense is down this year, but like that shit happens. You know what I mean? Unless this dude is like dripping with pine tar, like that Michael Pineda shit, where you could see that he was like, where he like literally drenched himself in pine tar. Like he's literally looks like a sapling.
Got
like
a gigantic thing on his fucking neck. That's what I'm
saying. If the dude comes out looking fucking like a sapling, okay, that's a problem. You know what I mean? But like, you know, for every pitcher that's got a little pine tar in his fingers, there's another dude at second base stealing signs.
Yep.
There's another person getting signs from a cameraman.
It's easy to steal.
You know what I mean? Like there's so there's so many other ways that these baseball players are cheating that this is the hill right now that you're going to die on to clean up, to quote unquote clean up the game. And this focus is strictly on pitchers too. You know, who's to say that, and some catchers somewhat, because catchers touch the ball often, so like they check the catchers too. Uh-huh. But like, you know, why are the position players immune from this? You know, they could get creative.
Of course, you know how they walk up to the mound and shit like that together. Sometimes they give them a little something on the mound, come back,
just get a little rub on
the hand, like you got it, baby. Rub on the ball and just give it back to them,
right? You know what I mean? So like, why is this
gushy stuff?
Why this, along with the dumbass replays, which haven't been doing shit anyway, because even the replays are getting the call wrong.
I know.
Why are we dying on this hill? Why are we dying on this hill right now? Why can't we just play the damn game?
Play the goddamn game.
Play the damn game. First of all, get rid of the stupid extra innings base runner.
Can we stop?
This is not wiffle ball. This is not wiffle ball. We don't have ghost runners. This ain't wiffle ball. We're not playing 3-on-3.
I used to love ghost runners.
I know. Well,
he scored. He scored right there. That's definitely a double.
Yeah, fucking already got a man in scoring position. He did, and last inning he got out.
Right.
So automatically listen, Billy Hamilton would be the best person to have on your team for this shit.
Absolutely, because he's striking out.
Because he would be the person to get out.
Yep.
And then that next inning, if that dude's on second base, you get a base hit, he's scoring.
Yep. I would make him strike out. I'd be like, just strike out.
Yeah, I'd be like, don't even swing. Don't even lift the bat off your shoulder. Yep. Do what you normally do.
Yep.
Strike out.
Yep, strike out, and then you steal third and get the fuck home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like to me that doesn't, and like some people say that adds extra strategy. To me it doesn't. Because you're already putting these guys who don't need any more pressure, you're putting more pressure on them, especially like these relievers that are coming in, right? They didn't let that guy on base, so why did they have to suffer through this shit? You know what I mean? Like it's like bringing those relievers in, like, you know, when the base is loaded and the game's tied, all of a sudden, like, you know, you take the starter out, you bring that reliever in. The reliever didn't let any of those motherfuckers on, but he's got to be the one to not let them in.
Yeah.
But like when you get to extra innings, he's starting with 0 outs and there's a guy on second and he didn't let him there. Like, to me, that's just crap because he could give up 2 sacrifice flies, which would be 2 outs, and the dude scored.
Bro.
So that still goes on his shit as like a loss.
What about these triple plays y'all been having?
You got to do something to combat that shit.
You triple playing everybody out here.
Good. I mean, yeah. What is it? Three triple plays? Three triple plays now? I don't think we're done either. I think we can, you know, we practice our triple plays, but we can't fucking hit.
You gotta fight.
That's what we can do.
Listen, y'all got a giant gap in that fucking lineup. Jesus Christ.
I know. I mean, now that we got Luke back,
yeah,
it'll be a little better, but yeah, no, we need like a
black hole in that motherfucker.
No, we need a left-handed bat for sure.
Yeah, man.
We need a left-handed bat for sure because right now it's just chock full of right-handers and like just a lot of misery. That's all I can say about it. Just a lot of misery. I love it. It's tough to watch them hit. Man, we've been doing better recently, but for a while, for a good stretch, it was pretty ugly.
And I can't talk either. My team has been below 500 all year, but that's all pitching though. Most of that shit's pitching. Our bullpen specifically.
Yeah,
bullpen life is.
Well, I mean, just great. In that division in general, unless you're the Mets, you literally don't have a bullpen.
Oh yeah, it's facts.
DeGrom and even the Mets only have two people.
Yeah.
Listen, DeGrom doesn't need shit. Listen. I was watching that game this week. This last game that he pitched.
Yeah, against the Braves.
Was it against the Braves?
Well, I mean, that's who he pitched with. I mean, that was yesterday though.
Yeah, then that would probably be it.
Yeah.
Where he lowered his ERA to literally 0.5.
0.5, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching that.
Dude, that's just not fair.
And I was just amazed at the little run support until like that shit happened, that Dom Smith shit.
Right.
Because I mean, by all intents and purposes, that dude should have been out. But then he like smacked that down the fucking first base line. I was like, wow, DeGrom gets run support. Like, because like I was like, Jesus, DeGrom's gonna lose this game. because the Mets weren't doing shit. Like they couldn't get shit going. Like literally DeGrom walked two people and gave up a hit, but yet your dude, whatever Fuller or whatever, I don't remember what the hell his name was, Muller or Fuller.
Muller,
or
yeah, he did
something like that. I mean, he was pitching real well for a minute.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
I was like, God damn, like DeGrom's gonna lose again because the Mets can't fucking support him at all. And yet the Mets are the ones that are in the lead in the division, like all this other shit. But when DeGrom comes up, it's like, oh, we don't have to do shit. It's like, no, you still got to at least score a run.
Well, like,
so you can check. But like, what else could you want from your starting pitcher? The fact that he has literally, his ERA is half of a run.
Yeah.
The entire season.
How fucked up is that?
Like literally, he's given up four runs this year?
Something like that.
And he has 6 RBIs. Like he himself has 6 RBIs on the year hitting.
Yep.
And he's given up 4 runs.
4 runs. That's incredible.
4 earned runs, I should say.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like it really is.
Like that's nuts. That's not like I don't know what else you expect. Like what else could you hope? Like that dude should not have a loss on his record. Period.
He throws hard, they said he came in the league throwing 93, 94.
Yeah, he threw what, 101? Yeah, I was going to say he threw 101 last game.
He came in the league throwing 93, 94. He now throws 100, 101. He's old. Shit doesn't make sense. He's 31. I just want him in the Hall of Fame right now. Just put him in the Hall of Fame. He has my vote.
I just hope he doesn't get popped for steroids or pine tar or some bullshit. Because you know what's going to happen.
Oh,
it's like that one time.
Yep.
It's not even going to be his fault, but it's going to be that one time.
Yeah.
He'll get a blemish on him.
I just want him in the Hall of Fame immediately. Just retire.
I mean, he should be there anyway.
Hall of Fame.
He should be there regardless.
Bro, he has 27 hits all season.
I don't even think he's given up that many.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, he's given up only 27 hits.
Oh, I thought you were saying he himself had 27 hits. I'm like, damn.
In 72 innings pitched, 27 hits.
Jesus. And that's probably how many runs support he has too.
That's so stupid.
Not even 27. I bet you his run support is not even 27 runs.
He's going to be a third Cy Young in a row and MVP this year. I'm just like, just put him in the Hall of Fame. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how he wouldn't be MVP this year.
He's only been a 3-time All-Star. That's why you know the All-Star game is bullshit. You can't.
Well, but people don't vote on the pitchers.
What you mean?
People don't vote on the pitchers.
No, but why is he not a 3-time? Why is he only a 3-time All-Star?
That's not a fan vote.
No, I know, but why?
Oh,
that's what I mean.
You're gonna have to ask the players and coach or like the managers and shit.
His ERAs 2.69, 2.54, 3.04.
To be fair, I think one of the years he probably would have been. He was hurt.
I mean, but I mean, damn. Bruh.
No, I mean, I know. But as soon as you said that, I'm like, yeah, All-Star Game is bullshit. Oh, but fans don't vote for pitchers.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's about.
Which I've never understood that. Why don't the fans vote for pitchers, but they vote for position players?
I'm looking at this right now. I'm thinking he probably should be at 6 All-Star games. Just based off of what I'm looking at. Even if he started slow, like, these are good enough numbers.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's why the All-Star Game in general is kind of bullshit, because it happens in the middle of the season.
It's true.
Like, you have to be a first-half All-Star.
Yeah.
If you're not a first-half All-Star, you don't make the All-Star Game.
You don't get shit.
But if you start cooking in July and August and your numbers drastically improve in that time, you're still not going to be an All-Star because you sucked from April to June. Like, that's just the long and short of it.
Oh, by the way, I was right about Buster Posey. Let's continue.
What?
I said Buster Posey was killing his shit. He came back killing motherfuckers out here this year. They need to check him for shit.
Check him for pine tar or stuff. Steroids or I don't even know.
That sticky stuff. All right, anyway. I knew I was going to get you heated for that shit.
I've said my piece about all of baseball.
Oh, shit. So let's talk about this upcoming IWTV event, the Independent Wrestling.tv, this Killian Vision that's popping off. Again, it's going to 6 minutes, 23 hours. I mean, 6 days, 23 hours, shit. 44 minutes, and 53, 52, 51, 50 seconds. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so it's going to be popping off this Tuesday at 10 p.m. right after your fix of NXT. Pop on over to IWTV and watch Killian Vision, The Darkest Timeline. I can't really say too much about it because I don't want to give too many things away, but it is definitely going to be something unique, as only Camp Leapfrog can bring you, and I can assure you it will be very entertaining, especially if you know what to expect from not only Camp Leapfrog, but just Killian McMurphy and his goons in general. It's got their footprint, their markings on it everywhere, and it's going to be very entertaining. I'm excited to see it all come together and come to fruition this next Tuesday. But we got some really exciting things on there, and this will be a nice little kickoff to the summer, so to speak. Summer of wrestling.
Because not only that is happening, but you also have something else coming up in July, correct? At the Hamburg, have you heard?
Yes. So, well, yes, there is a wrestling convention, if you will. It's called the Legends of Hamburg Convention, and that's going to be on July the 24th. And it is at the historic Hamburg Fieldhouse in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. And what's going to be is it's going to be a convention during the day. So from like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., there's going to be a convention. There's going to be a lot of wrestling legends of past and present and even the future that'll be there that you can meet and greet, as well as a lot of other different wrestling vendors, like, you know, people you can buy merch from, or some wrestling podcasts, stuff like that. And I know we will be there. Not only the HTW Network will be there representing Camp Leapfrog and High Tension Wrestling, but we are also bringing with us the world famous CB for everybody to meet and greet during the convention, as well as the Dark Horse, Johnny Moran. He will be doing a session of Moran and Friends live at the Hamburg Fieldhouse. So if that's something that interests you, come on out and support that. And then at night, there's going to be a wrestling show put on by Outbreak Wrestling. So you can stick around and watch some live wrestling happen in that historic Hamburg Fieldhouse. So lots of legends to meet and greet during the day. You know, I think the legends go back as far as like Tony Garea and like Tito Santana. I think the Godfather's going to be there. I'm trying to think of some other dudes that'll be there, but there's a lot of like legends from, going all the way back to like the WWF days, like Dominic DeNucci, I think will be there. But also guys who are a little bit more current, like I believe Tony Deppin's going to be there. Like we said, the world famous CB is going to be there, Ring of Honor. There's also going to be, some other guys there. So it's worth checking out. So check out the Legends of Hamburg. You can find them on Facebook, Legends of Hamburg. You can get tickets through there. Stop by, come see us. It should be a really great time and a really historic place there on July the 24th.
July the 24th. Yeah. I know I will be there.
Oh, yes.
I'm coming.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to be there, goddammit. I'm not playing games. That's where the fuck I'm going to be. It's a good day for it, too.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be a good day. I can't wait, man. You got a lot of stuff going on. I know you got some plans and everything like that. I know they're coming to fruition. HTW, rock and rolling. Camp Leapfrog, rock and rolling. Let's keep it moving. That's going to be some good shit. So, but coming up, remember, week from today, Tuesday, 10 p.m.
on IWTV.
IWTV.
Yeah.
Killian,
you can catch the open
Vision.
swim. Catch the open swim on the Independent Wrestling Facebook page beforehand.
There you go.
So before 10 o'clock, head on over that Independent Wrestling Facebook
it's great.
page.
I got no kids. I can watch it. I got nothing to do.
I thought you said you had your own kids. I was like, damn.
Shit.
I missed something.
Listen, let me knock on this fucking wood, bro. No children. No children.
I mean, I know you've been getting busy.
Listen, I've been busy, but I've been busy. I've been busy pulling out. Dip, dive, duck, dodge. Let's do it.
Oh.
You can dodge some cum, you can dodge a ball.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Let's just hope you weren't Average Joe's, I'll tell you that.
Oh, shit. Cram up your cram hole for whatever. Cram up your cram hole.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I love that fucking movie.
It's so good.
Oh, God. All right. So the Hell in a Cell happened. There were no zombies.
No, unfortunately.
So we won. I won on that. I did not watch this, though. I did not watch Hell in a Cell.
You won on the no zombies?
No zombies. I don't like zombies.
Well, I mean, this year, that's your downfall.
I don't like zombies like that. But I had Whataburger for the first time ever.
That's where this shit comes from?
No,
I had Whataburger.
I had Whataburger. That's my ADD. I had Whataburger. Okay,
fair enough.
It was overrated. Now back to the it was not as good as I thought.
So what's better? What's better than Whataburger? Wendy's?
Wendy's is better.
Ah, yes, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, Wendy's was better.
About Five Guys.
Oh, not even competition. Smash Burger's better. There's a lot of them that are better than that. Whataburger's like a drive-through, so I was trying to limit to drive-through type shits. Is it better than McDonald's? Yes. Is it better than Burger King? Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So comparable to Burger King.
It's comparable. Wendy's is better than that. I like
to hear that.
I'm partial. They're all fine. You know what I mean? They're all fine. And I had the good burger too. I had one of their prime shits, and I was like, meh. I was not it wasn't like, oh fuck. I was just like, okay, this is good. And I'm a burger aficionado. I fucking eat burgers But plus, I don't eat burgers like that anymore. I've been on my fucking diet, so I should have felt it was delicious, even that much better. No, I did not feel that way. I felt like it was okay, it was an okay burger. But it's not even a smash burger. Five Guys, Shake Shack, all those crush all that shit. It just destroys it.
Okay.
There's this place by me, BurgerFi. That shit destroys it. It's not even a fucking competition as far as like burgers goes, in my opinion. But yes. So anyway, fucking Whataburger. Hell in a Cell. This happens. No zombies.
Damn
it. So what do we have going on here? We had some. I'm going to ask you a couple things. So Bianca Belair, Bayley, how was that?
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good match.
Good match.
I thought it was I mean, I'll just say overall, I didn't really think there was like a like bad match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think some people would disagree with me on that they would say there was one really bad match.
I see one that got a good bad grade.
Yeah. And I'm assuming it's the one that had shit that people would equate to zombies.
What?
There were no zombies in it, but like it was shit like that. It was there was
Bliss Baser for her doing her crazy shit.
Yeah. Which I have a theory on that later, but we'll get to that. Right. We'll get to that. We can go in order, unless you don't want to go.
Well, I'm just gonna throw out some shit.
Just do some quick hits. All right,
yeah. I got Cesaro and Seth Rollins, so he got his win back. So I guess that's
yeah. Well, no. So back to the Belair Bayley match.
Yeah. Go back.
I thought that was a really good match. The only thing I didn't like, which I think is just my personal preference, sort of thing, is that they keep using her hair for shit.
Oh, I like that though.
I don't like. It was okay. Like, so in the beginning, she like used her braid to like fucking whip into the chair and shit. Like that was cool.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, like, then it turned into that Bayley then tied her hair to the rope. So instead of like handcuffing her, she like cuffed her by the head and shit.
Yeah.
But then Bianca tied her own hair to Bayley's wrist to like make it so she couldn't get away from shit. I don't know. To me, I don't really. That's not really something I'm into. I'm not. Like, I'm hoping that's just specific to this feud, and not something that continuously comes into play. If that makes sense. Unless they're trying to do something where they chop it off, because I know that's like not her real hair. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, so definitely a weave. Jesus.
Yeah. Or I mean, especially that part of it.
No. Her hair is. I'm almost positive her hair is short. Like,
yeah,
all that shit is a weave right there.
But
her shit probably
like,
can go past her shoulders.
No, that's what. Yeah. So I don't know. To me, that's just a little like, like it doesn't. To me, it doesn't add anything really.
Okay.
That makes sense. So. But I think how it ended was appropriate. You know, it was a clean, clear finish. So, Cesaro, Seth Rollins, you know, they say that like I guess a big gripe with this whole pay-per-view was there were good matches, but a lot of the matches had shitty finishes, which like to a degree, like you can't expect everything to have the finite conclusion, or like, especially if it's going to continue, you know what I mean? You can't expect it all to always have like the finite conclusion. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So like the fact that this was a solid match, Cesaro and Seth Rollins, but it ended with Seth Rollins getting him with a small package for the win. People didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, why are you having two of the best in WWE end on a finish like that? Because he fucking got him. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, I get the finish. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense.
But people are upset about those things. It's like, why can't people win through a small package or a roll up or whatever it is? Why can't they?
This is the problem why they can't. And I mean, not saying they can't, but this is the problem why people get mad about it. And this is, again, this had been a WWE issue specifically, is that they did it for a long time. I don't know if they still do it like this, but they do it all the time. Like there was some point where they were just doing it all the time, like a roll up or some shit like that. Like,
but how else do you? How else do you do it? You know what I mean? Like, what else do you do then?
Well, I
mean, you're gonna. The thing is, if you go for like a disqualification, people are gonna get mad.
Mm-hmm.
If you do a roll up, people are gonna get mad. Like, unless it's the one conclusion that people are looking for, they're gonna be pissed about the final.
Well, I think like if it's done well, if it's done right, it does a good effect. So like, this is WWE had a. Again, I don't think they're doing as much as they were. I don't know if they were, but I mean, they were doing a lot of roll-ups for a while, like that whole rolling up motherfuckers and shit, and that would be a quick pin, like a cheap pin, and essentially. Okay. But it was a lot.
So why can't you win off that though?
Yeah, no, you can, but I think you should first of all vary up what pin. I'm happy it was a small package. A lot of times it's just that fucking. Schoolboy and shit. Yeah. Like a lot of times it's just the fucking schoolboy they get him off of. It's not even any better than like the Stone Cold schoolboy from Owen Hart. Where he was just like wiggling his legs and shit. Like it wasn't even like.
Well, that was different.
Of course it was, but like, and even then, like you just didn't see, like you didn't see finishes like that. Like the one with Diesel and Bret Hart, like that roll up. I mean that small package. Like I was not expecting that to happen. Like those sort of situations, I think are good for.
But you don't have a whole lot of those same situations where you have a big guy against a little guy like that.
No, not even that. Just imagine, in a big title match. Like this shit would get people all the time. Like that's how you would get them. Like beat a heel. Like you would have. Like Roman Reigns, like with Daniel Bryan and shit, and then he rolls up and then he gets him in a small package, pins him 1, 2, 3. You're not expecting that to happen. Beats him for the title, like not just like a regular Raw match that went 3 minutes long and somebody distracted him for 2 seconds and rolled him up. Like that's not this circumstance. But I think people get tired of that type of situation, even though this was not that type of situation. Like, I like small packages.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just think people read too much into a finish to decide what a match is. You know what I mean? Because like the match is the finish is just how it ends. I don't think it like, you know what I mean? Like you don't judge a complete piece of art by the last brushstroke. You know what I mean? Like you don't look at a picture like by someone who painted it and you know exactly what happened last and you're like, yeah, I didn't like that last brushstroke.
Yeah.
You look at the whole painting and you're like, God damn, that was good.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense with what they're doing. I can see, I like the variance.
Because like he was the thing is he was the heel.
Yeah.
He was the heel in the situation. So it's not like Cesaro rolled him up for a small package to like get the quick, cheap victory or whatever you want to make it. Like they beat the shit out of each other. And then all of a sudden, like it just kind of came out of nowhere and he got him. Like what's wrong with that if you're in combat? You know what I mean?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
There's just a lot of people complaining about the finishes like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
in general.
Yeah,
I would say no. I'm saying like in general, I get it. In this circumstance, it seems fine. Like, yeah. I mean, it seems fine. It seems
but people were complaining about this one.
Nah, it's a cheap way to win. It's and especially since he's a heel, it's a cheap way to win.
Well, and it keeps it going. Yeah. The thing is, like, it keeps it going.
Right. Because he didn't.
You know what I mean? Because like if Cesaro, even if Cesaro wins here with a cheap pin, this is over, and it kind of diminishes Seth Rollins in a way. Whereas like now, Seth Rollins has a win over him. Now there's a reason for Cesaro to be like, all right, fuck this guy. I need to take care of him.
And I like the variance of pins. Like sometimes, like I like the crucifix. Like sometimes I need to bring that shit, the La Maestra. What the fuck that shit is called? Do that shit. I ain't seen that shit in forever.
But if it's not in your arsenal, why do it? No, you know what I mean? It's not in everybody's arsenal.
I know. I mean, that's
what I'm saying. Like
these new wrestlers, they are. I mean, these motherfuckers should know all these goddamn pins.
But they may know them, but to execute them is a different thing. You know what I mean? Because if it doesn't make doesn't make sense. But I'm saying if it like I'm going to skip ahead here a little bit, but like you're not going to see like Bobby Lashley do a La Maestro.
Why not? I'm just kidding. I'm just. But why not?
Like, that's not fucking. like it
Listen,
makes no like.
I don't want to see Bobby Lashley do any type of roll up. That's not in his movement. That's not his skill set.
Then don't watch Hell in a Cell.
Oh fuck! Did he? Is that how it ended? Did he beat him on a roll up?
We'll get there.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
We'll get there.
See, that's that bullshit.
But see, it's not in the grand scheme. It's not bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's not though.
You can't.
If you watch the whole match, it's not bullshit.
Fine.
But that's another one where people are upset.
Yeah, I'd be upset too.
Because that's how it ended. But like
you have 2 roll-ups on the fucking pay-per-view.
One's a small package.
You also, beat him on a roll-up on a fucking Hell of a Cell match. It's almost as bad. It's almost as bad as them just calling off the Hell in a Cell match.
No, it's not.
I know it's not that bad, but I'm saying
it's not because it makes sense in the whole scheme of the storytelling. It makes sense because if you break down how the match went, it totally makes sense that happened.
I'm just saying, like it's like Brock Lesnar stealing this win with a roll up.
And what's wrong with that?
What's wrong? It's not his style. It's not his style. I wouldn't expect any of those motherfuckers to beat him like that.
But if he's getting beat within inches of losing,
I would catch him in a. See, Bobby Lashley's a fucking MMA guy. I would catch him in some bullshit and then make him tap out quickly.
But what if you can't make him tap out? Because Drew McIntyre doesn't tap out.
Oh, fuck me. He taps out.
Yeah, no, doesn't tap out.
Using 3 he taps out.
Nope. Does not tap out.
Him and fucking Jinder Mahal, they all tap out.
No, they don't. So,
God
anyway,
damn it. Can't believe you rolled him up. Ain't that a bitch?
It's not though. It really like people bake too much out of it. When like in the grand scheme of things, the storytelling with it all made sense as to why that happened.
So I'm gonna skip this weird Shayna Baszler Bliss shit.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
I don't care about it. I just don't care about it. Like I know it's the Bliss character, and she's doing some Bliss character shit.
Or she's doing some mind control.
Yeah, she's doing some mind control. She got mind control over Debo. I know.
Like I don't know where she. The thing is, like, we didn't know she had these mind controlling things until now. But like that's how we're.
To be honest with you, her
character arc.
Her character arc has been quite nice. Like I mean, honestly, it's been quite nice. I've been a fan of like her whole character arc. Because
now, what do you mean by that? Like
her, so in just even from NXT all the way through. So like NXT, she was like had that she's like a bubblegum motherfucker coming out first, and then she was hooked up with the Aussie and I can't remember Wesley Blake and those motherfuckers, and then so she's bad, right? She's bad. Yeah. And she's manipulative. Like, she's manipulative. She's always been manipulative. Like, her whole character is manipulation. Whole time. Manipulation. Then she gets caught up with fucking, what should we call it? And even more manipulation is involved in finding in her, like, her true evil side. And then she assumes powers from fucking the Fiend. I don't know. Like, it kind of makes sense with her character.
But when did the Fiend have the mind control powers, or did she just have? She always had them, and she's the one in control of him.
But I just think she's always had them. She's always had mind control, but now the being with the Fiend had like made her like almost like enhanced them. So she's always been a manipulator. She's always had mind control over people. Mm-hmm. Ever since, like, if you think about it, like, that's what she's always been. Whether it be Nia Jax or Nikki Cross or the Wesley Blakes of the world, and then, whoever the fuck. she's been like that. Goes with the character. And now she has powers, which I mean is obviously outlandish, but still, like it makes sense. Like the character arc is like she's insane. Like, but now it's like crazy.
Like it's to another degree.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's extra. But yeah. I appreciate them sticking with it. I just don't know where it's going to go, but I appreciate them sticking with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you do have to see where it goes.
Right.
But I can see why people are turned off by it because it's hard to see where it all, like all of a sudden now this is something she has along with fire. Like she can command fire.
Listen, if you
she got the gooey shit coming out of the throat.
You fucking with the Fiend, it is what it is. You're going to have them powers. You're going to gain them powers. And shit.
Does John Cena have powers?
He should have. He should now. But they were friends. You gotta be friends with the Fiend, and she's the.
What if they're not friends? They're lovers.
Well, she's the only one who became friends or lovers with the Fiend. She's the only one. So like
with the Fiend,
and now.
But the thing is, where did the Fiend come from? That's the thing. We don't know where the Fiend came.
Well, he came from the depths of the pool. What is it? The fucking shit from the Hardys. That shit.
So then Matt Hardy has it?
Yeah, it's all goes back to Matt Hardy. You know this.
So Matt Hardy.
Didn't he drown him in that motherfucker? That's where the Fiend comes from?
I see.
Isn't that how it started? Right? They had that fucking match?
I'm not entirely sure that's...
I think that was the sequence of events. Like they had
Hardy drowned him in the Hardy the Lake of Reincarnation.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sure. That's how it started.
So then was Alexa Bliss in there too?
I don't know, but I think he got the powers from there.
And why can't he put Jeff Hardy in there? So I'm pretty sure Jeff Hardy's gone in that bitch at least twice.
Oh, for sure.
and he's still losing on Raw to Cedric Alexander.
He needs to switch to Willow. He needs to get back into his Willow character. Jesus. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Reincarnate into that shit.
Yeah. I mean, either way, there's like...
That's my theory. Like, if we had to,
sure.
If we had to break it down,
if you had to really dissect it, sure.
Like, he got the powers from the fucking
like
thing, a reincarnation,
okay.
Legit, into this Fiend character who was like deep down inside him, almost always just brought out into light.
Right.
He has enemies, but then Alexa, they form a bond, and then he shows him. He shows her the his Fiend.
So she has powers by injection.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Is that where Lily comes from?
No. Damn. But yeah. But Shayna losing to Alexa Bliss on a pay-per-view is interesting.
I think, the thing I did like, though, is that, like, aside from the, like, mentalist bullshit, they did let her, like, wrestle a little bit, too. And you forget, with all the shit she's been doing, that you forget she's one of the better female wrestlers on the whole roster.
Yep.
You know, so like that was nice to be like, oh shit, yeah, they're gonna let her wrestle too. Like not just like do all total bullshit. So,
well, I heard. I mean, they got the Sammy and Owens, and this is like the 8,000th time they fought, and I'm sure it was fine. I'm sure it was a good match.
It was a good match. Yeah. It was a good match, and everything made sense.
And I think Owens taking a break a little bit. No,
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I think the thing was they like. So the thing they were selling was he was still feeling the effects from this Nigerian nail from Babatunde or whatever his name is now.
Right.
Fucking, I don't know, some Nigerian shit.
Okay.
Aziz, that's his name, Commander Aziz.
Okay.
Yeah, shit like that, right? So, he got rocked by that a couple times on SmackDown, the SmackDown right before. So then, like, going into it, he was still wrestling and stuff, but then Sammy caught him with something, like he got thrown into the rope, throat first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hit the bottom rope, so that knocked his shit back, and like, you know what I mean? Like now it's like, oh shit, I got this, and then Sammy took a, capitalized on that, pinned him from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, like going into it, he wasn't 100%. They were selling that, that he still had like this damage from that before, still making it an interesting fight. But then that's all it took for Sami Zayn to catch him with that, gets the win. Again, made sense through the storytelling overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like it definitely wasn't one of like their big banger matches. You know what I mean? But overall, it made sense for the story going forward.
Okay. And they had Ripley and Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Good match, I'm assuming.
Yeah. This was another solid match, and then another just kind of like finish that would be kind of angry to some people. Like people were angered by the finish to this match.
I don't mind the DQ finish. It's a fucking. It's a small pay-per-view. You don't need some. I don't mind DQ finishes on some of these smaller pay-per-views. Like I don't.
But I think a lot and that's what I was saying going back to the beginning when we were talking about the Seth Rollins thing, is that like people were mad about that, but then they kept seeing those finishes all throughout this pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's just combined. I think it's
you do need to, like, I do understand that you need to vary it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that goes. Like you don't want to see every match end in some kind of fuckery, but like with the way they've told these stories and the way we're going to SummerSlam, like you kind of have to, you know what I mean? Like this was a pay-per-view where it was like, well, we want to keep this agenda, but push this agenda. So how do we get ourselves out of it? Well, I guess we do have to have kind of a fuckery finish.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. And it just, all the stories worked out to be that way. That's why, like, to me, the finish is not as important for the whole match. Like for me to judge a whole match. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does it add to it? Absolutely.
Sure. It's like a bonus.
Sure. It's because it's the whipped cream on top of the sundae. But like if the whipped cream's a little runny or like they forget the whipped cream, it doesn't mean the sundae's not bad. You know what I mean? It just doesn't have that extra good.
Oh, that's fair.
You know what I mean? So like a lot of these matches just didn't have that extra good to it. To me, I don't feel like people were kind of trashing this whole thing, but just because of the finishes, I'm like, just watch the whole matches. Like if you watch all the matches in totality, they were good matches. But like, for example, are you reading off CBS?
Mm-hmm.
So like they're giving these matches B's and B pluses because of the finish. I guarantee you, if the finish was a little better,
mm-hmm.
they'd be in the B plus to A minus to even A category.
Well, look, they gave the Bobby Lashley McIntyre A minus, which
I know because that was fucking good. Like that was a fucking good match.
I mean, look, they've been having good matches.
I'd give it an A. I'd give that whole match an A.
Listen,
I would. I thought it was amazing.
They have put on some really good matches in general. Bobby Lashley has shown his worth. Goddamn.
But that's what I'm saying. They gave this shit an A minus because of the finish.
Yeah. Bobby
And
Lashley can put
I'm
on a goddamn big man
offended.
match.
I'm offended. I'm offended by that. Because this shit was better than an A minus. It was.
Stop giving roll-ups. Stop doing roll-ups.
But it made sense as to why. Like now here's the thing, of all the matches, here's of all the matches to do it with, this one actually made the most sense. Because like McIntyre had him beat so many ways. And then he kept finding, like, between Lashley and MVP, kept finding ways to get him out of it. And then finally, like, there's just this one time MVP finally distracted him. He fucking rolled him up. You know what I mean? So McIntyre, like, I'm going to ruin the finish for you, but I would still recommend to you go back and watch the whole match and then tell me it still wasn't an A match.
All right.
But the finish was that, like, they went through all this shit, right? I won't tell you how he ends up in the cell, but MVP ends up inside the cell. Okay. Another very clever, like, way of doing this. Okay. Like, I thought it was super fucking clever. So McIntyre hits him with a future shock DDT. Then he's getting set up to kick him with the Claymore, only for MVP to grab his leg. There's the distraction. Lashley rolls him up, steals the win. Because, like, to me, that seemed like the only way Lashley could have won was with the help of somebody else. And it made sense in that, like, we've already seen Lashley and McIntyre 1,000 times. And if they don't want to take the belt off Lashley, that this was the way McIntyre had to lose. Because there's no disqualification, so he can't get himself disqualified. There's none of that shit going on. So it had to be this way in order to make McIntyre still look strong without basically... Because, like, if he loses clean to Bobby Lashley again, I think that devalues McIntyre in a way that they don't want him to be devalued. Because I think they're trying to put him on that Roman track, McIntyre.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, if they have him pass out again in the Hurt Lock, then I don't know if that's going to help his momentum going forward. Where now he can move on to another program, but still has a claim, being like, I still never rightfully, like, I didn't rightfully get beat for this.
So, question.
Yeah.
Are they trying to bring Brock back to face Lashley at SummerSlam?
Please.
Because I know they're in talks.
Listen, in my mind, that's what I was hoping would happen at the end of this pay-per-view. Is that because they were like, I did hear the rumors and shit that it's close, that he's close to return or whatever. And if they brought Brock out at the end of this motherfucker to go nose to nose with Lashley, I would have had to change my pants.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Because now this is if you're going to pull the trigger on it, now is the perfect time to do it. Like, Lashley has never been better. Period. End of story.
Oh, no, this is the best he's ever been.
Yeah. And rightfully so. I mean, he's always been good. But, like, this is the time now where if you're going to get Lashley and Brock, this is the time to fucking do it. This would be a great time to pull the trigger.
What's so phenomenal is that, like, he has a little mouthpiece and shit with MVP. He has his it just kind of all fits, and then you're giving them the time to give them the push and give them that time to make it happen. You know what I mean? Like he could have been champion long before this. It's just it's just one of those things. I just think he could have been champion long before this. He was ready before. I mean, before to be some sort of champion, especially back then. It was watered down like motherfucker back then. He could definitely been champion back then. It's much tougher now. Like so many people on the fucking roster.
Yeah, well, they're just in general more accepting of black people.
That's facts. No, but that's real. That's like it's honestly like a real thing. It's weird.
I was gonna say I meant it kind of as a joke. Yeah, but then I said it. I was like, it's actually kind of factual.
Like if you just look at the shit like in the last few years as opposed to like prior.
Yeah.
Just interesting. But yeah, I mean that's if you had to like rate this pay-per-view out of like 10, what would you give it?
Oh boy. Overall, I think I'd give it like I'll round up and give it an 8.
Okay.
I'd round up and give it an 8. Because, like I said, I thought all of the matches, especially served their purpose storyline wise. Were there some things that I didn't really enjoy? Sure, but they were like sort of nitpicky, just as far as like my personal preference.
Right.
But I was not one that was very. I didn't really like the finishes. Did not upset me as much as a majority of the community. You know what I mean? Because of the fact I thought that the agenda they're going for, the agenda they're pushing, remained intact, and like this was the way that you do it in order to tell those stories. You know what I mean? And that like despite how they had to book themselves in it, you know what I mean? Because like they booked themselves into how the matches ended. You know what I mean? They had to finish the matches the way they had to in order to maintain the positions they wanted. But if you look at all of the work in between there, I thought it was great. Like I thought all of the matches, maybe aside from the Alexa Shayna, but even that had some good moments in it.
How long did it run?
It didn't run super long. I don't know exactly how long, but it didn't run super long. I wish it ran a little longer just to let them wrestle a little bit more, if that makes sense. But that wasn't like that match was not the match to have them wrestle long, if that makes sense. Like that was kind of like the cleanser, because that match was definitely the shortest one out of all of them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because like the women's championship match, they gave that time. Cesaro, Seth Rollins had some time. Then you go Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler, cleanses it a little bit. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn had a decent amount of time for a match that had no belt, and that's really considered like an undercard type of thing. They gave them some decent time for that.
Okay.
And then the Raw Women's title match, again, had some really great work with it, got time. And then this WWE Championship match got some really good time and was a really good match for two big dudes. You know what I mean? Two big athletic dudes, and they really did some cool shit.
Okay.
Like there was just good story. There was good wrestling, like, you know, all that shit. Like it was just, you know, I thought that's why I said, like, you know, in all reality, if we were doing like decimals, I'd probably give it like a 7.8, but like, I'll just round it up to an 8.
Okay.
Because I really did. I thought the wrestling in and of itself was good in it. And, you know, they did what they had to do from storylines. You know, do you wish that a lot of the finishes weren't kind of murky like that? Sure. But at the same time, they didn't bother me that much.
Do you like the red cell or nah?
I don't.
I don't either.
I just wish it was normally ass cage.
Yeah.
I understand why they do it, because like hell is red and fire and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But to me, like, especially if the camera's on the outside, it bothers me more than when it's like the normal, like,
silver, metal, like silver, or whatever.
Yeah, like silver, or even like black.
Metal or black, yeah.
Yeah, even if it's black, it's fine. Like, I think black would be fine, or just leaving it metal, gray, or silver, whatever.
Yeah, you need that neutral color so the shit can so you can focus on the athletes in the ring.
Yeah, because it does distract me sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like the red, it just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like, especially live, it would bother me more so.
Yeah.
Too, you know, because then you'd have to watch the whole thing through the red chain link. I'd be like, I don't know.
No, I get it. No, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of the red.
Well, that's cool, man. So we got Hell in a Cell. I don't know what the next pay-per-view is. Do you?
Money in the Bank.
Ooh.
Money in the Bank.
That I think that's I was like the Money in the Banks.
I think that's the 18th.
Okay. Cool. All right, Money in the Bank. That'll be fun. And then, of course, we have SummerSlam, which I hope my man Brock comes through.
We'll see. I mean, I think you'd be hard-pressed not to get him, because it'll be in front of full capacity of fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think the payday in and of itself would be there for him to poop on.
Well, I hope goddamn so. Because, man, I am tired at this moment. Lord, it is now 12 a.m., and that will do it for the Sweatshop Podcast this week. damn it. Tired. Please like, follow, share. We are on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I don't know what the fuck else I'm missing. Facebook, all that stuff. You can look us at the Sweatshop Pod, or you can just look us up, the Sweatshop Podcast. You can also, we are on social media on Instagram and on Twitter. Oh, and on YouTube. We're also on YouTube. Let's not forget.
Oh, yes.
Let's not forget. We are also on YouTube doing the Thug Dizzle that way on the HTW Podcast Network. And we also got some other podcast network things happening as well, man.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we finally got season 2 of Moran and Friends up there on the HTW Network. The first episode is with none other than Big Dust of the Goon Squad. Very appropriate with Killian Vision coming up. So, we also got Tommy Talks Tape. We got another episode of that with Killian McMurphy on there as well. So really getting into the Killian Vision promotion here this week with some of those new episodes. We also got a new show coming down the pipeline. We got the Sambo Show with Sam Adams and Lobo coming to you on the HTW Network. So that should be a barrel of fun. Love those guys. We also got some other stuff coming your way. If you want to check out any of the other podcasts that are under the HTW umbrella, you can either just go to YouTube and look up HTW Network, or you can find us on all of the podcast platforms just by searching HTW Network. Or if you want to look up this specific show, you can look up the specific show there, like Moran and Friends or the Sweatshop Podcast, or Tommy Talks Tape, or any of the other ones out there. We got a bunch of content for you. We're also going to be putting up some more Camp Leapfrog content, as well as some of the other, podcast content we got up there. So you can always find us on any of those platforms. And speaking of Camp Leapfrog, this coming Tuesday, June the 29th, is Killian Vision. That'll be airing at 10 o'clock exclusively on IWTV, which you can get that on any smart device. I know it's on Roku. You can get it on the Roku thing. Just download the IWTV app. Make sure you subscribe, and you can not only watch Killian Vision at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, June the 29th, but you can also catch up on all of the other Camp Leapfrog content that is on IWTV. So just make sure you subscribe to the independentwrestling.tv there. You can catch the open swim before Killian Vision, which will be on the Independent Wrestling Facebook page. I believe that'll air around 9:15 or 9:30 on there, so you can check that out as well. We'll be announcing the winner of the contest for the Frog Sport signed pad, which you still have till Sunday in order to buy your tickets and donate. So if you want to support a great cause in supporting the Trevor Project and get your hands on a piece of Camp Leapfrog memorabilia, make sure you go to givebutter.com/frogsport and enter to win the signed pad. That way, we can get those donations to the Trevor Project, and you'll be donating to a good cause, but also see if you can get a piece of Camp Leapfrog to take home with you. Then also in the pipeline for Camp Leapfrog, we got our first live event coming up August the 8th in New Jersey. So make sure you get your travel arrangements going for that. It's going to be in partnership with IWTV 100, which will be later that night. We'll be in the afternoon over in New Jersey. Tickets will be on sale very soon. In fact, I believe they'll be on sale next week for our first field trip live event. That is Abby Jane's 21st birthday extravaganza there in New Jersey. So make sure you plan ahead, get your hotels, get your flights wherever you're coming from, and make sure you check us out for our first field trip. That'll be on Sunday, August 8th. And then you can stay afterwards for IWTV 100, which will be a really great event as well. And then anything else Camp Leapfrog related, which is going to be plenty more coming at you in the next coming weeks. You can stay on top of that by following Camp Leapfrog on all social media at Camp Leapfrog. It's across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of good stuff. You can also follow all of the stuff that High Tension Wrestling and the HTW Network is doing just by following at High Tension HTW across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of good stuff. We're also going to be launching our website next week. So if you want to get a little sneaky peek at what that looks like, you can go to hightensionhtw.com and get a little sneaky peek of what that would look like. We don't have everything quite ready yet, but if you want to see it kind of like in the workings, you can go visit that right now. We've got most of it up and running, but that's where you can also eventually find our tickets for the Camp Leapfrog event as well. So make sure you check that out. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing to plug. If I am, I'll think of it later. But as always, you can also follow me on social media at Maestro A. Scott across the board. And I think that's it. That's all I have.
Awesome. Whew. All right, y'all. Whew. For me and the Maestro, we are closing up shop.